house podcast for Rajasthan's biggest hackathon, AceHack. और इस साल जैसा कि आप सब जानते हैं हम लोग लेके आ रहे हैं AceHack का फोर्थ एडिशन दैट इज AceHack 4.0. हमने ऑलरेडी हैकाथन लॉन्च कर दिया है एंड वी हैव आल्सो अनाउंस्ड आवर थीम जो कि है साइबर पंक. सो प्लीज गो अहेड एंड चेक दैट आउट. एंड वी हैव फाइनली ओपनड आवर रजिस्ट्रेशंस. जी हाँ, रजिस्ट्रेशंस भी ओपन हो चुके हैं AceHack के लिए. तो प्लीज जाइए और रजिस्टर कीजिए आपकी टीम को, या फिर सोलो भी आप रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं. एंड फ्रेंड्स, अगर आपको कोई भी क्वेरी है रिगार्डिंग रजिस्ट्रेशन और एनी ऑफ आवर प्रोसेसेस, तो प्लीज फील फ्री टू जॉइन आवर डिस्कॉर्ड सर्वर. हमारी टीम विल गेट बैक टू यू एंड सॉल्व योर प्रॉब्लम्स इमीडिएटली. And also follow our socials so that you don't miss out on anything for this amazing 24-hour hackathon experience, jahan pe you'll not only code and build but also innovate, elevate and transform your levels to the next year. I'm your host Biraj, and this is the fifth episode of Hacker TV. And our guest today is an SDE at Livspace. He is an SDE too at Livspace. He is also an ex software developer at India Today. So please welcome Mr. Jaskaran Singh.
Hey, hi Viraj.
Hi Jaskaran, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. मैं बहुत excited हूँ आपसे बातें करने के लिए. तो please to kick things off, can you introduce yourself for
Yeah.
our audience?
So yeah, hello guys. I am Jaskaran. I am SG2 at Livspace, and I've also worked as an SG at India Today. And during my college time, I have done the thing that Viraj is doing. I have hosted a lot of hackathons myself, and I have also been on the other side judging hackathons. One of that being AceHack. So yeah, so that's a brief about me.
Yeah.
And
So आपकी जो journey रही है, that might have been pretty exciting for you. You've been a part of India Today. Now you're an SD2 in Livspace and आप backend में हैं. तो आप अपने पूरी journey के कुछ milestones हमारे साथ share करना चाहेंगे आपकी journey के?
yeah, so actually, I started as a front-end developer. During my college time, I was a mobile application developer. I started with Flutter and Android. And when I got into the India Today, I was told to start doing the backend. So from there, my backend journey started, and my first project was Sports Tech, I think, and it's like a big project. And apart from that, I was the sole developer for AstroTech, and so yeah, I handled that also. So these are pretty big applications, and there was some transitioning from old system to the new system. I did that also there, and from there I got into Livspace. And since I've come here, like I have learned a lot and worked on different projects which had different frameworks and different use cases. Like some were client facing, some were like used by our internal teams, and so on. So yeah.
तो essentially आप live space में you work on backend, right? Backend
Majorly
development.
backend, like SD, so not sure what the task will get, but majorly backend. I try to do that.
Right. So regarding that, can you explain ki how do you build a scalable backend system for any application in general?
So for building a scalable backend system, I'll talk in perspective for backend because
Yeah.
I think that's my expertise now. Um, so for building any scalable system, what you have to do is like you have to identify like what all services will be there. So
Mhm.
because there will be one main service and some internal service, right? So if your system requires you'll have to identify whether your system requires microservices architecture or monolithic architecture. First of all, you
Right.
have to identify that. After that, you look into what kind of databases you are trying to use, and what kind of servers you are going for, and whether you need caching or not. And testing is also very important role. Testing plays a very important role there. And you'll have to see about auto scaling, event driven system, if you want that or not. So there are a lot of things that goes into that.
Yeah, right. Of course, I'm sure. तो हम इसके बारे में भी और डिटेल्स में बात करेंगे. तो आपका, मैं एक चीज पूछना चाहता हूँ कि आपसे, while you were working at India Today, आपका India Today में काम करने का एक्सपीरियंस कैसा था? How was it for you?
It was amazing. It helped me grow as a developer because earlier I used to only focus on like mobile application development, in which I used Flutter, or I was using React mostly. So at that time, like we were college students, so yeah, we were building college products, college projects, right? But going into a company like India today, where our products were used by millions of people, right?
Right.
So it helped me in improving my coding and like the way we code, as well as the like we have to test our code also for the like we test for the features normally. Like when we are in the college, we don't test for its scalability,
हाँ,
or like will it be able to support these many people, these many requests. And if the API is taking time, we don't usually optimize it at the college level. But when we come in an organization which has like millions of users using your code, so you have to look into all of these factors also. So yeah, India today helped me in that aspect. Like I got to learn a lot because like uh, we were the starting developers at the India today. Like
हाँ,
earlier they used to outsource their work,
हम्म.
so we were the ones like who started like making the project in house. So that was like a great learning experience for me.
हाँ, I'm sure it must have been pretty interesting learning experience और बहुत exciting भी होगा of course आपके लिए. तो in a way you modernized coding at India today, right? You took
Yeah.
part in that. तो आप बता सकते हैं कि what challenges did you face while doing this modernization of code at India today?
Yeah. So basically, like we were doing modernization as well as we were moving from one framework to another. So
हाँ,
the existing code was on Java Spring Boot, and we were like moving it to the Node.js framework.
right.
So being a college student, I was not aware about the Java Spring Boot, as well as I had like just done like 7 days YouTube course of Node.js, so not
हम्म,
that much aware about Node.js also.
हम्म,
So learning the code, trying to understand it, like the most difficult part was to understand the legacy code which was already written,
हाँ,
and trying to understand like what is the functionality that is being there, because
हम्म,
the developers that had developed that code were some external team, and we had removed their contracts. So it came on to me, so like trying to understand that, and apart from that like trying new features in the Node.js, and
right.
like there was also a CRM which was on Zoho. And so I had to figure out like how to code in Zoho and make the like integrate Zoho with our backend code. So these were some of the challenges. Apart from that, like there were some challenges related to security, and as well as the scalability of the code when like there was a sudden surge. Like whenever like earlier I used to work on the sports stuff. So
Right.
whenever like a World Cup match will happen or something will happen, so there will be a huge load on our servers. So we have
Right.
to like optimize our queries and make the DB efficient and all of that. So that was also a great challenge.
राइट, तो आई एम श्योर आपका लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस बहुत अच्छा रहा होगा बिकॉज इंडिया टुडे में आप काम कर चुके हैं. आई हैव नो डाउट्स रिगार्डिंग दैट. तो अभी इन द मॉडर्न एज जब भी हम लोग कोई टेक रिलेटेड चीज की बात करते हैं, हम लोग को ये भी दिमाग में रखना पड़ता है कि इस टेक में क्या अपडेट्स आने वाले हैं, कितना और बेटर होगा, कितना ऑप्टिमाइज होगा ये टेक, राइट? तो जनरली हम लोगों को वी नीड टू कीप आवरसेल्व्स अपडेटेड विद द लेटेस्ट ट्रेंड्स या ट्रेंड्स जो आने वाले हैं अभी. तो इन द सेम वे बैकएंड में भी काफी अभी ट्रेंड्स आ रहे हैं इवन इन 2025, जैसे जैंगो हो गया, लैवरल हो गया, स्प्रिंग बूट. तो ये सारे ट्रेंड्स अभी आ रहे हैं या फिर आने वाले हैं इन द बैकएंड डेवलपमेंट. तो व्हाट डू यू थिंक, लाइक व्हाट ट्रेंड्स विल शेप द फ्यूचर फॉर बैकएंड डेवलपमेंट?
Yeah, so Django Spring Boot is has been there for quite a long time.
हाँ,
Like mostly the setup companies have their code in Spring Boot only.
हाँ,
But if you are a startup and if you are trying to develop the code from the scratch, so the technologies that are being used mostly by the startups as well as some of the mid-level companies are Node.js. Golang is a very
yeah,
cool thing. Like one of my project is also in Golang, so I learned that also here. And apart from that, I believe that there has been improvement in servers. Like we are going to the serverless computing towards the Azure and AWS and all. And there has been like a shift in trend in the development process itself. Like we are going towards the API first development. Like we'll develop the API first, write their contracts, and then we'll move towards the front end.
right,
And apart from that, like we do follow test driven development. So in our company, at Livspace, we don't have any software testers. We write our test cases ourselves. First, we write the test cases and then we develop our code. So that's also new from me, because for in the India today, we used to have separate testing team. So here we don't have any such testing team. Yeah, GraphQL is also like a great thing. Like you just send the data that is required by frontend. You don't need to send extra fields and extra keys. So yeah, that is also going on here. And databases are also evaluating. Evolution of the database is also happening. Like they are becoming more efficient, and we have a lot of option for SQL as well as NoSQL databases. So yeah, this is some of the trend that is going on as far as I can see in the industry.
राइट और आई थिंक रूबी ऑन रेल्स भी आजकल काफी चर्चा में है बिकॉज मैं अभी अपने कॉलेज में ही सुनता रहता हूँ रूबी ऑन रेल्स रूबी सीखना है लोगों को बिकॉज
Yeah,
दे थिंक इट्स रिलेटिवली इजियर द सिंटैक्स तो या आई थिंक द डेवलपमेंट इन बैकएंड इज गोइंग ग्रेट एंड आई मैं खुद बहुत एक्साइटेड हूँ फ्यूचर ट्रेंड्स के लिए बिकॉज मैं भी बैकएंड में इंटरेस्टेड हूँ इन जनरल फुल स्टैक में मैं भी इंटरेस्टेड हूँ तो लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस
yeah,
and coming to the next point is you're an SD2 in Livspace now, and I'm sure. And before I get into the question, congratulations on the promotion from SD1 to SD2.
thank you.
तो आई एम श्योर जब प्रमोशन आपको मिला होगा व्हेन यू बिकेम एन SD2 आपके जो स्ट्रेटजीज वगैरह हैं उनमें भी थोड़ा बहुत आपको चेंजेस लाना पड़ा होगा थोड़ा बहुत एडजस्टमेंट करनी पड़ी होगी तो हाउ डिड transitioning from SD1 to SD2 at Livspace really challenge your approach to solving complex backend problems?
Yeah, so basically transitioning from SD1 to SD2, like there were various minor changes that take place. You are more responsible for the code you write, and
Huh,
also earlier I was at the lowest level, right? So I used to write the code, and someone else used to check those and approve the changes and all of that. Now I have to like review the changes of others, and
right.
also like at SG1 level what we get is we get minor problems, like the problems are break down to the minimal,
Mhm,
and we have to solve that. But now what as an SG2 what I'm doing is that we get a feature as a whole, and then I have to classify myself into various problems, and also identify like which task should go in this sprint, or which task should go in the next sprint. So sprint planning is also there,
mhm,
and we have to take the ownership of our code. We have to like divide the code. We have to mentor our juniors also,
right.
and we have to like make sure that the code quality is not compromised, because
Mhm,
when you are SG1 you are not like that much inclined towards the code quality. You are
mhm,
inclined towards like completing this feature and delivering it on time.
mhm,
But being an SG2 as a next level to it, like you have to make sure that code quality is never like compromised. You write like exact comments, and you are able to uh, not make it more complex, make it easier to understand, and so on. So SG2 like slightly leadership has increased, so
हाँ,
I can say
I'm
that.
sure. I'm sure you're having a great time being an SD2 at Livspace. इसमें तो कोई डाउट है ही नहीं तो नाउ जैसे कि हम लोग प्रोग्रेस कर रहे हैं टुवर्ड्स इनटू द टेक वर्ल्ड एंड हम लोगों को पता चल रहा है अबाउट न्यू टेक्नोलॉजीज एंड एडवांसमेंट इन द करंट ट्रेंड्स तो एक चीज आजकल जो कि बहुत ग्रैंड स्केल में है दैट इज एआई राइट
Yeah.
एआई की वजह से हर फील्ड में ट्रेंड्स बहुत एनहेंस हो रहे हैं लाइक एवरी डे राइट एआई इज एवरीवेयर नाउ इट्स बीइंग यूज्ड बाय एवरी सिंगल पर्सन अराउंड द ग्लोब एंड इवन स्कूल के बच्चे आजकल एआई की हेल्प लेते हैं जो कि पहले नहीं था उतना इवन मेरे टाइम पे भी नहीं था
Mhm.
तो व्हाट डू यू थिंक कि व्हाट रोल विल एआई प्ले फॉर द foreseeable future in backend development and even now आज के डेट में भी एआई is like everywhere right people
Yeah.
just write a prompt and AI generates the code तो आपको क्या लगता है कि एआई कैसे कैसा रोल प्ले करेगा बैकएंड डेवलपमेंट
Yeah, so I believe AI will play a very key role in the near future. It is playing key role now also. Like if you can see, there are various AI features that are integrated into your VS Code or
में
Android
ऑफ कोर्स
Studio. They help you in like generation of the code as well as optimization.
हाँ
So what it can do is you can prompt it to generate the code you like, and it will give you some code which you can fix it. But I think in near future it can give you the production ready code as well. and it also helps you in writing the test cases, and bug detection can also be done via AI. And also it plays a very crucial role in the learning peak of a developer, because you can learn from it how to optimize your queries, how to optimize your dbs, how can you optimize your load and scaling also. And it can help you, and it can detect the security threats that are there in your code while analyzing it. And yeah, so I think AI is playing a crucial role, and it will
Mm.
play a very crucial role in near future, where I think it will help in reducing the load of the developer, and it will help in optimizing the developer's time in the near future.
हाँ, तो उसके रिगार्डिंग ही मैं एक आपका पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू जानना चाहता हूँ रिगार्डिंग दिस स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक कि एवरीवेयर पीपल आर सेइंग कि एआई विल टेक ओवर जॉब्स। तो आपको क्या लगता है इन बैकएंड डेवलपमेंट स्पेसिफिकली विल एआई टेक ओवर द जॉब्स इन द फ्यूचर?
It is similar to computers coming in, and people were saying that it will take over the jobs. It took over some jobs, but it generated many more, right?
या
So I think, yeah, AI will surely kill some jobs, but yeah, it will it can't do anything on its own, right? We have to give in the prompt. So in the near future, I think it will generate more jobs than it will take. So yeah, that's my take on that.
Right, it was very interesting to hear you talk about that. तो you have been a part of ASAC 3, right? आप mentor बन के हमारे कॉलेज में आए थे, which was great. It was great having you. मुझे पहले चांस नहीं मिला आपको बोलने का, तो मैं अभी बता दे रहा हूँ आपको पर्सनली. थैंक यू फॉर डूइंग दैट. तो आप मैं एक बार आपके मुंह से सुनना चाहता हूँ कि आपका ASAC 3.0 का एक्सपीरियंस कैसा था एज अ मेंटर?
So AZAC 3.0 was awesome. Like I really enjoyed it there, and my co-mentors were also great. And I got to know from them how they are approaching the technology space as of now, and what are they thinking about the future. As far as the participants, I believe they were really awesome. Like they had some of the unique ideas, and the way they implement, some of them implemented the projects they were production ready. So I was amused by that. And they were not average ideas which happen in every hackathon. There were some unique ideas which I loved, and I was happy to see the creativity of the participants, as well as the organizing team was really great. They made sure we have everything we need. And yeah, they were really awesome. That was my best hackathon I have ever been to.
थैंक यू वेरी मच. तो हम लोग इस बार भी वही कोशिश कर रहे हैं टू गिव पीपल द बेस्ट हैकाथॉन एक्सपीरियंस, मेंटर्स एज वेल एज द पार्टिसिपेंट्स. तो इसके लिए हमारी टीम तो दिन रात मेहनत कर ही रही है. जब वेकेशन पे है तब भी हम लोग काम ही कर रहे होते हैं, व्हिच इज काम करना भी इट्स वेरी यू नो फनी इन अ वे बिकॉज टीम के अपडेट्स लेना, ये करना वो करना, इट्स फन. इट्स हेक्टिक बट इट इज वेरी फन. वी हैव अ गुड टाइम डूइंग इट.
Managing a hackathon is really tough.
या एंड हमारी टीम इस बार थोड़ी और एक्सपैंड भी हुई है, तो मेकिंग द जॉब फॉर एवरीवन अ लिटिल बिट इजियर. आई होप पहली मतलब लास्ट टाइम से इवन बेटर एक्सपीरियंस दे पाए हम लोगों को इस बार भी. तो
Yeah.
इन जनरल वी टॉक अबाउट हैकाथॉन्स हियर, राइट? तो मेरा एक सवाल है रिगार्डिंग हैकाथॉन्स आपसे कि बैकएंड के जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं वो हैकाथॉन्स में काफी लोग कम अप विद डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ सॉल्यूशंस टू दोस. तो how can, in general, hackathons help solve backend challenges?
Yeah, so I think backend challenges are more, it is a more diverse term, right? For
हाँ,
hackathons, we can pick up certain small terms, if you want security, you can use something like blockchain, containerization, etc. And you can also I think for the backend, I think that's it will be a very tech specific, and you'll have to identify which tech framework you are using. And for hackathons in general, I think they can help with creative ideas
right.
for a problem, because what most of people in the hackathon do is that they bring on the same projects,
हाँ,
which doesn't serve the purpose of the hackathon. For
हम्म,
me, the purpose of the hackathon is going there, getting the problem statement, thinking about it, and trying to coming up with a solution building it from the scratch, planning it, and then if you're not able to deliver the complete project in itself, but if you are able to deliver a certain like aspect which can give you an abstract of what they are trying to solve, that is
Hmm.
also sufficient. But it should be unique and it should be like creative. You should be doing it there itself, not doing it in advance.
Hmm.
So that's my take on the hackathons, like how I used to approach it and how now I approach it as a mentor.
Right, that's great to hear. And आप काफी सारे hackathons के part रह चुके हैं as organizing team. I'm sure as participants too, and also as mentors. तो मेरा एक सवाल था आपसे कि when you go for a mentoring session in a hackathon, this question is for all the people who are going to participate in our hackathon so that they have a clear idea about the purpose. So when you go in for a mentoring session, when you go in as a mentor to see a project the student has built, तो आपके दिमाग में क्या माइंडसेट रहता है कि किस बेसिस पे आप कोई भी जनरल प्रोजेक्ट को जज करेंगे? व्हाट इज योर माइंडसेट? व्हाट डू यू थिंक बिफोर गोइंग इन फॉर मेंटोरिंग?
So yeah, so first of all, like I try to see like whether they are trying to solve a problem statement or they are creating a problem statement itself.
राइट.
So like many times I've observed that solution is like very simple, but they are trying to overcomplicate things. So I try to explain to them like this can be done in a very simple way. Then I check like whether the technology or the things that they are using are required in itself or not, because a lot of time in the in the near past I have seen that what the participants do is like they go for the big terms, like if it is blockchain, if it is AI, if it is ML, they'll be like, we have integrated blockchain in this. But then if I'll ask like why you have done so, like they will not have any answer. So yeah, I look into that. Like I don't go for the fancy terms. Even if you have built a simple project, but if you are solving a problem, that's sufficient for me. Apart from that, uniqueness of the idea is really important, because while you mentor many hackathons, you get a gist like what is going on in the hackathon space, what are the college students building. So it is very easy to catch like whether the idea is unique or it has been built and showcased in many previous hackathons. So yeah, these are some of the factors that I could think of as of now, as also the technology that they are using,
राइट.
whether they have a knowledge about complete knowledge about their project, or it is like whether they have downloaded it from GitHub. So yeah, a lot goes in while mentoring also.
डेफिनेटली, आई एम श्योर इट डज. तो मैं भी खुद हैकाथॉन्स का पार्ट रह चुका हूँ इन द पास्ट, मल्टीपल हैकाथॉन्स का. और ये चीज मैं भी नोटिस करता हूँ कि पीपल जस्ट थिंक कि मुझे ये टेक्नोलॉजी इनकॉर्पोरेट करनी है, बट दे डोंट आस्क देमसेल्व्स कि डू आई एक्चुअली नीड दिस इन माय प्रोजेक्ट. तो which creates a big problem while presenting the project mentors के सामने, because they don't essentially know the basics of what they're doing. तो
Yeah.
ये एक बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है, और दिस इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द वेरी कॉमन मिस्टेक्स दैट आई नोटिस्ड इन हैकाथॉन्स. तो रिगार्डिंग हैकाथॉन्स एंड स्पेशली रिगार्डिंग AceHack, what is your advice to build a secure and scalable project in, let's say, in general? In general, what's your advice for building a secure and scalable project at AceHack, जो कि 24 hour hackathon है?
Yeah, so it's a 24-hour hackathon. So you can't be more on testing, writing the test cases, because you'll just get enough time to write the code. So my advice will be plan your code, plan your project efficiently, like what you'll do by what time. Planning plays a very key role in the hackathons, because most of the time we believe like we'll do this now and we believe that we'll be able to do this by then, but by the time the judges arrive, the code is not there. So
Right.
planning plays a very crucial role, and also like lays some emphasis on the security itself, like integrating the JWT tokens, because that is like very simple part, right? Everyone can do that, and integrating some authentication, because like majorly what I have observed in hackathons, the participants usually ignore the authentication part and like security part, but that also plays a crucial role, because if your idea is like really unique and it solves the problem statement very efficiently, you will be taking that to the production level also. At that time also, if you have some experience of this security framework that you have integrated, that will help you.
Right.
And yeah, so I don't think like much participants deploy it on the server because that takes time. But if you are doing that, that's a plus point. And make sure like you know where you are deploying it and why are you doing that. And I don't think CI/CD pipelines are to be discussed for the hackathons. But yeah, database is plays a very crucial role.
हाँ.
You should know like why you are using this database. You should know if you are using a NoSQL database, like why you are using that, and if you are using a SQL, then why so? Because that enhances your learning about your own project and how you are handling the transactions.
हाँ, राइट, दैट मेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ सेंस। तो हैकाथॉन्स में जब कोई प्रोजेक्ट बनता भी है, इन ये सब फैक्टर्स तो इम्पोर्टेंट है ही, बट व्हाट आई थिंक इज वन ऑफ द अदर इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर्स इज आपका जो सोल्यूशन है या आपका जो प्रोडक्ट है, वो हाउ प्रैक्टिकल इज दैट एंड हाउ
Yeah,
प्रोडक्शन रेडी इज दैट, राइट? ये ये चीज मेरे दिमाग में तो एटलीस्ट मुझे स्ट्राइक करती है कि हाउ प्रोडक्शन रेडी इज दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट।
yeah,
तो
very
मैं
important.
आपसे भी ये जानना चाहूंगा कि क्या एक्सपेक्टेशन रखते हैं आप रिगार्डिंग दिस मैटर, कि हाउ मच प्रोडक्शन रेडीनेस डू यू एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम अ प्रोजेक्ट इन जनरल?
So a lot of participants, what they do is like they have idea, which is a very nice idea, but it's like nearly impossible. If I ask you to build Ola or Uber in a hackathon, you won't be able to do that, right?
राइट.
Because it involves a lot of steps, a lot of very complex steps. So you need to be practical in your approach, like what you are trying to achieve, because you need to set the goals such that they are achievable in 24 hours.
राइट.
And talking about production ready code, I believe that that can be done in the hackathons, not the production ready code, but I can think the code that is ready to be deployed on the staging environment.
हाँ, मतलब आप कितना एक्सपेक्टेशन रखते हैं कि कितना प्रोडक्शन रेडी होना चाहिए इन जनरल?
I believe your code should like showcase your idea and like I am able to run and check what you are trying to present to me,
राइट.
and you are able to present it in a like good manner. So that's more than sufficient for 24-hour hackathon.
हाँ, आई आई कंप्लीटली एग्री विद यू। तो इसका ही एक एडजेसेंट क्वेश्चन कि हाउ कैन पार्टिसिपेंट्स मेक देयर प्रोजेक्ट्स प्रोडक्शन रेडी? जितना हद तक भी वो जरूरत है, हाउ कैन दे मेक इट प्रोडक्शन रेडी?
First, focus on your core idea, develop it and deploy it. Then focus on your side ideas. Most of the time, what participants do is like our project can do this also, this also, this also, this also. At first round, this sounds great. Like if you are able to achieve these many functionalities, this will be great. But when we reach to the final round, they have like their project will be doing some side features only and not the main feature for which they were trying to solve a problem.
राइट.
So I think that's the main. First, focus on your main problem, try to deploy it. Then focus on what these side features that you can deploy.
हाँ, राइट, डेफिनेटली। तो आप भी काफी सारे हैकाथॉन्स के पार्ट रह चुके हैं। मैं आपसे जानना चाहूंगा कि ऐसा कोई प्रोजेक्ट था इन एनी ऑफ द हैकाथॉन्स दैट यू हैव बीन अ पार्ट ऑफ, जहाँ पे आपको बैक एंड डेवलपमेंट का पार्ट बहुत अच्छा लगा, इट रियली स्टूड आउट इन योर ओपिनियन? ऐसा कोई प्रोजेक्ट अगर हो तो आप मेंशन कर सकेंगे?
Yeah, there were a few projects. Some were related to blockchain, and yeah, one was on the AceHack only that was related to code optimization that we are talking
राइट.
about right now, right? Using AI to optimize our code, detect errors, and produce code, write test cases. So one was related to that, which I liked very much, and they had proper authentication. They had integrated proper secure frameworks, and yeah, so I tracked their progress, and they were able to build some really good production ready application. And yeah, I think their idea was also great, and their functionality was also great. They were able to give us the complete functionality and showcase like what they are trying to achieve.
दैट्स ग्रेट, दैट्स अमेजिंग। आई होप इस बार भी हमारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स वही कर पाए। तो
Mm.
लेट्स होप फॉर द बेस्ट। नाउ हैकाथॉन्स में कोडिंग और बिल्डिंग योर प्रोजेक्ट्स, उन सब के अलावा भी देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स दैट यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन, दैट इज हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू प्रेजेंट योर प्रोजेक्ट, हाउ हु इज गोइंग टू डू व्हाट एग्जैक्टली। तो आप उस चीज में क्या एडवाइस देना चाहेंगे हमारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स को कि हाउ टू एसेंशियली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट द वर्क बिटवीन द टीम सो दैट द टीम runs in their most efficient state?
Yeah, so What I have observed is that usually many teams, what happens is that if there is a team of four, two will be coding and two will be just there to like be there. They will not be doing anything. But what it does is that it increases the load on those two
Huh,
participants.
definitely.
So team selection is like a very crucial part which participants should select like very um, बहुत ढंग से करना चाहिए उन्हें सेलेक्ट उसे क्योंकि टीम सिलेक्शन बहुत क्रूशियल रोल प्ले करेगा and if they are planning certain projects then the work should be divided like clearly, like if someone is developing a part of a website for a front end purpose, then it should be clear that you are doing this part. I am preparing the apis for this will be the contract that I am sharing with you, that my api will send you these values in this format, so that
Hmm.
front end so that you can do simultaneous work. If one is waiting for another works to be done, then it will like consume a lot of your time. And you should also think about presentation while you are developing the idea, because
Huh,
first phase is like ideation phase, right?
huh,
So at that time what you can do is you can increase your the scope of your idea if it is very less, and go on brainstorming sessions. And you can also, what you can also do is you can divide the work.
hmm.
So yeah, I think the work should be divided in such a way that all the participants of a team are doing it simultaneously. They don't have to wait for another person.
Huh,
So
definitely.
that is very crucial according to me.
Definitely, I completely agree with you. तो let's talk about skills for a minute. कि hackathon में skills बहुत important है, जैसे not just coding and stuff, also the skill of time management and group handling and team leading in general and networking also. So, uh, what skills are key for excelling in hackathons according to you?
So for excelling in hackathons, I think some of the skills that are like very crucial, as you mentioned, networking.
Hmm.
So if you are going to a hackathon and you are just being to your team and not networking, so then so I don't think you have achieved the purpose of the hackathon to its fullest, because one of the main purpose is to go there, talk to various teams that are there, try to understand what they are trying to solve, how they are approaching their problems. You'll get to learn a lot. Even now, if I go as a mentor,
Hmm.
I try to like talk to as many teams as I can, and try to learn from them, like how they are approaching problems, what is their thinking process, and how they are solving it. Apart from that, one of the key aspect is that you should excel in the technology that you are trying to build the project, because if not excel, then you should have a basic idea, so that you can use the search engines to your like optimization. So if I want to build an api
Hmm.
and I don't know basics about it, like if there are post api, there are put api, there are get api, then you are in trouble, because this much basic you should know.
Right.
Like for this I need to build a post api. If I know this, then I can go ahead and take the help of google for say and how to write a post api, write a post api for this basic thing, and then modify it for my use case.
Huh.
So having a basic understanding of the technology is also important. And yeah, so one more important stuff is that go into the deep of the technology that you are trying to use, not just through the terms that I discussed earlier also, like we are using, I have many times I have seen that we are using blockchain, we are using like ocr, we are using this, we are using that, we are using ai, we are using like ar. A lot of time I have seen like we are using ar vr, so that you can use that so that you can see the surface of the moon. So I think if you are using the technology, you should really analyze whether the project needs it or not.
Right.
So yeah, and also don't be to yourself. Go there, enjoy the hackathon, enjoy the experience,
Right.
because it's a very unique experience, and you'll get to learn a lot from mentors. Because a lot of time I have seen is that participants are hesitant to talk to mentors.
Huh.
they, because they think in the earlier round also we are judging, but at that time we are there to help you guys, we are able to
Huh.
like help you on your
Yes.
ideation technology space. So go out and enjoy the hackathon to the fullest, I can say that.
हाँ, एग्जैक्टली। तो हम लोग भी इसी चीज को दिमाग में रखते हुए वी प्लान आवर हैकाथॉन्स अकॉर्डिंगली, कि ताकि लोगों को ये ना लगे बस हैकिंग ही चल रही है, कोडिंग ही चल रही है और कुछ नहीं हो रहा। वी plan a lot of fun activities for our participants as well. I think you would agree because you were there last time. So इस बार भी हम लोग we are planning the same, a lot of fun activities. People will get to play games, just hang around for some time, fill their mouths with food. So I hope it's a good experience that we
Fun
deliver this time as
activities
well.
are really important for energizing you as well, because you are waking up all night and you are working on a code. Your mind will feel dull and you will be like fading out the ideas.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
when you go to the fun activities, you energize yourself and you get to talk to your peers, learn from them, and maybe enhance your idea after discussing something with them, or discussing with mentors. And like, you'll have fun, because that's the purpose of the hackathon. You are not going there to like solely win. You are going there for experience is the, I think, what that matters the most.
Right, and I also think कि last time हमारे mentors भी even they also had a lot of fun because uh, I was playing TT with with some of the mentors. I think you were also playing there. So I we what we hope to deliver is a very wholesome experience for everyone who is present in the hackathon. So I hope कि हम लोग इस बार भी वो चीज successfully deliver कर पाए because we have a very amazing team, very hardworking team, very dedicated team. तो बस इतना ही कहना चाहूंगा आपसे एंड थैंक यू जसकरण फॉर टेकिंग आउट द टाइम टू जॉइन विद अस इट वाज अ प्लेजर हैविंग यू इन 3.0 and it was amazing hosting you this time as well. So thank you very much for joining with us and sharing your insights. It was wonderful talking to you.
Yeah, I would also like to thank you for having me here and having me at the ASEC 3.0, because I really enjoyed it there. The team was really amazing. Like, we had a lot of fun events. I got to learn a lot from the participants as well as my co-mentors. And yeah, like going to hackathons that are like well organized, that help you professionally also, because you
Right.
get to learn a lot. You get to network a lot, and it is beneficial for the participants as well, because like, you'll get to connect with some of the mentors, and that can help you in your future, and you can get guidance from them, not only for the hackathons itself, because I have a lot of participants from the last hackathons that usually message me on my Instagram whenever they need any guidance, so that I can guide them from my perspective and my professional experience. So yeah, overall, having being there and being here currently, I love like, whenever you guys at ASAC need me, um, it's a fun experience for me.
Thank you very much for joining with us again. And thank you everyone for watching this episode of Hacker TV. We will see you on the next episode. Until then, stay tuned, stay connected, and keep hacking. Bye.